Oh, hello everyone. Sorry. Welcome back to the shed stroke war room as it is in the pandemic of the coronavirus we've got at the moment. Just a little video for you here, but I couldn't just get past it without mentioning just a little bit about coronavirus again, as it seems to be taking so much of our lives up, not just in conversation but physically, with us being locked in at home. And one of the worst things we can do to the NHS, I guess, in you can see how it's going to turn out in nine months' time, or even longer, I guess, with the however long we're going to lock down. There's going to be an insane baby boom. I know some people have been circulating this rumour as if it's going to be a glorious, massive thing because they will take the place of the people that have died. I don't think that's the right way to look at things. A huge baby boom would put massive unnecessary stress on the NHS and all the other services right at the time when the coronavirus is rallying up for round 2 in the winter. So I don't see joy in that necessarily, especially when people are just breeding because they're bored. I mean, I might be a bit political here, but I think you should only have children if you can afford them. No? Plus you're going to get people calling their kids COVID and our corona, where's our corona? You know, you can see how that's going to pan out in this pandemic. It's not good. With this next video, I recorded it about a month ago, way before lockdown, way before we were told to stay at home, and when corona was still pretty much an alcoholic beverage and was a virus that was happening on foreign soil. Well, now it's here. Anywho, so this is a few people have asked me, so it's a bit of a request, I guess, but I also wanted to put one out there anyway, just as my take on it. I won't address it too much right here as I do in the video itself, but I'll see you back here in about 10-15 minutes with some new updates due to the time it's taken for me to get this one out there and the problems and issues that we've all been facing since lockdown. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now this little video I wanted to discuss something that is fundamental to being an electrician, a tool that you're going to be needing pretty much daily, I would say, and you're going to start to build up a stock of various different types, and that is torches and flashlights. So the first 2 devices I'm going to mention are these little Nebo torches. You might have seen them. This one is called the Little Larry, if it turns on there. The batteries aren't so good with this one, but this one stays in my Vito Pro pack and it just goes on the side, and it's good because it's got a magnetic base at the bottom of it. I think it takes 3 AAA batteries. Magnetic base, like I said, so it's good that you can just stick it somewhere and it'll provide a bit of light over you. And when the batteries are full, at the moment you can see it's quite dim. It's quite a good light to kind of give you quite a broad area. We'll go and sample it in the cupboard in a second, and I'll show you how much it lights the area up. This second one is a bit of a pencil torch. 2 AAA batteries in this one. This is called the Nebo Inspector. It's IP67. I've had this about 3 weeks, and this is pretty much what we would call my everyday carry. So what I'll do, I'll keep that in my pocket in my pants, and I pretty much use that every day, like I said. So it's I did notice I dropped it, it fell out my pocket, me not putting it back in my pocket properly. It fell out my pocket when I was on a step ladder outside. I stepped back down the ladder, ended up stepping onto it, and it was in a puddle, turned on. No damage whatsoever, still working fine, no problem, and yeah, with it being in a puddle, I guess the IP67 worked in well. Next up, we've got the Nebo Slide King. Again, another favourite for all the electricians out there. Now this one, again, it's like a bigger brother to the previous 2 I just showed you, the little Nebos there. So one that stays in my bag, one that stays in my pocket, and this one, I kind of leave it in the cab of the van. That way, if I jump out of the van in any situation, I know I've always got a torch there. It is quite bright. You've got a kind of telescopic section there where it will kind of unscrew and give you a wider or a narrower beam at night time. USB charging, that's great, excellent when you get a USB charging torch or flashlight, because you don't have to worry about batteries or anything. You do have to worry about charging it and making sure it's charged, but yeah, that's a different issue, I guess. Now, it's got the little chrome on switch there, you can see, and then if we just pull it up, you can stick it, like I said, magnetic base, you can stick it to something metallic, and it's got various different settings on the side. If you press the switch, so you've got it'll stay constant red, or if you press it again, it will flash as a kind of warning flash. And that's the Slide King. So next up we've got the head torch. Now this is a very basic standard one. I've had this one for about 6 or 7 years. It's been through the wars, to be honest. It's been through various toolboxes, left behind in lofts and just thrown about and stuff. Constantly cleaning it and whatever. 3 AAA batteries in the backpack that goes to the back of your head, and then there's a 3 position switch here, so you've kind of got on, dull, and then flashing for a bit of a warning thing. Again, if you pull it up, it's got a bit of a telescopic thing to, you can see the beam angle there just changing, it goes to almost a square, doesn't it? So yeah, this, pretty much every electrician in the world is going to at least have a head torch, I guess. Plumbers as well. Pretty much self-explanatory what good that's for. Using your hands, hands-free, working away, head torch, great. Next up guys, we've got the Uni Light SLR 500. This is again another recent addition to my tools. It clips onto the side of my Vito Pro Pack down there, and it just kind of stays there, and it's nice and slim and discreet. Very bright. You can change, if you hold it down, to the front, so you've got like a front facing. You can hold it in various different styles like that. Hold it down again at the side and it'll change back to the square. And then I think there's also a dimming section there where you can just dim it down to whatever brightness you want. For me, I always have it on as bright as it can possibly be with my eyes. What else have we got? Magnetic on the side there. Like I showed you, it's got the little carabiner clip to clip on the side of your bag. It'll stand on its own. It'll magnet to the side of a wall. It'll hook on something. It's very versatile. And again, one of the best things about this is it's USB chargeable. Next up, we've got the Seco Worklight. Now this is my absolute go-to light for board changes, if I'm crawling about under floors, and if I'm in a loft or anything. I've put one of these little things on the side, just a bit of a cable tie, a zip tie, and that just gives it an extra carrying or hooking abilities somewhere where I might find myself in a situation where I need to just hook it on something loose and turn it around a bit. But the battery is absolutely phenomenal. It's a USB charging again. You charge it up via USB, and again that just sits in my cab in the van, kind of permanently on charge. Not permanently on charge, but you plug the charger in. I know at least that one is always charged up, ready to go, and you get about 3 to 4 hours battery life out of this. So you can easily do a board change on it, and you can throw it about a bit. I've adapted a few bits and pieces to it over the time. They've been knocked about and it's been bent and stood on and stuff, but it's very robust, never let me down. The only time it does let me down is when I forget to charge it, or I leave it on and just go to the shop or something. But yeah, very, very good torch this, and I think they're about 25 quid from Screwfix still, so quite a bargain. Now last but by no means least is the old Makita hand torch here. Now this is an old dog now. I've had this probably 10 years. It's got a light at the top here, a little bit of a flashlight, and then it's got the main kind of angle there, the main beam. I can't show you anything at the moment. I'll show you in a second in the dark room. But it's again, it's kind of rechargeable because they take the Makita battery, which is good. So if you've got a big stock of Makita stuff, pick up this torch. I think they're about 20 quid. And this battery life, if you've got a fully charged battery on here, it will literally last all day. Sometimes the older torches, the newer torches that I have, the batteries die and I'm running around looking for stuff. I go to the van and I know literally Old Faithful will not let me down as long as I've got a fully charged battery. Now we've moved into the back room here now, under the stairs, and this is where the consumer unit is located. I've been previously doing some work here and for just basically demonstrations with the torches and flashlights. I've just got a high-vis, thrown it over the board. I'm not hiding anything, it's just to basically highlight and illuminate the high-vis side of things and how bright the torches would be. Pan up here to where they all are. Now the Makita's on at the moment, just providing a bit of light so you can actually see what I'm talking about. But we'll pan through all the torches and I'll show you their various abilities. So lights out, and first up we'll have a look at the little Larry. I did see if I had any batteries, but unfortunately I don't, so whatever's in here is basically what's in here. Yeah, that's how bright it is. It's I mean it's okay, but the life of these batteries is roughly 2 hours on full power, so it's okay for a bit of inspection stuff, but nothing too heavy duty with it. Dull and then red. Next up we've got the pencil torch, the little Nebo one I keep in my right trouser pocket. Everyday carry, as they say, and it's nice and thin. Again, quite a good angle on there, and I believe as well it unscrews at the top, so you can kind of narrow the angle and get a more fine beam, or longer beam if you like. But that's quite bright. Good coverage. Again, you wouldn't really be doing a board change or anything with something like this, but it's good to know you've got it in your pocket. Inspections, having a quick look behind a socket or something, and it's quite light as well, so you're not going to feel it too much in your pocket. Next up, the Slide King again. So this is quite a wide beam already. It's almost giving me a complete circle. I spin that round, and again the beam will just narrow up and give me a more precise, like a kind of a circle or a dot on the wall. It'll travel further as well. Pan out, it'll go wider, and with one hand I will try to extend it. There we go. Again, shove that down on something metallic, and it's giving you quite a wide beam, quite a large area of coverage. And should you need it, you've also got red, should you want to make a red light district, or you can just warn people that you've made a red light district if you want. And that's back to the stand. So that's the Slide King. Next up we have the head torch. As you can see, for purpose of this demonstration, I'm using a kettle rather than my head, just to give you a bit of a demo. And again, yeah, it moves up and down, tilts. It will have a dimming section on there, dimming function, and also a warning flash as well, should you ever find yourself rewiring a socket halfway up Ben Nevis. There's Mr. Uni Light. There's dull, dim and off. Well, there we go, there's as bright as he's going to go, so that's nice and bright, isn't it? Again, giving you some coverage. I think with the battery life on one of these things, you probably could squeeze off a board change. I wouldn't rely on it too heavily, especially not on its full brightness or anything, because it could well let you down and you'll be panicking looking for charging it up, looking for a USB cable or something like that. So I'd always have a backup thing. It's a very, very handy, useful torch that I keep in the bag, but as far as board changes comes, you're going to want something a bit longer lasting. The brightness is fine, and we'll just pan that back onto the front torch again, if you want to hold it like that or anything. Again, that's a nice beam on it, and it does actually reach quite far. So the Seco torch, the little the Worklight here, this is, like I said, it's rechargeable, 3 to 4 hours on it, and I sometimes set this up doing an EICR, like in this house actually. Hang this off the shelf above or something, put it down there below, deflect it off a wall so you're not getting glared and dazzled and stuff, and you can actually see the cables you're trying to test. Safe in the knowledge that it'll last 3 to 4 hours. Quite a good, like I say, quite a good little purchase this. I've had this about 2 to 3 years now. And as explained, here's Old Faithful itself, the Makita little stand torch. Now this, again, it actually warms up, I think. It gets a little bit brighter after about 30 seconds. Put yourself a good, decent, fully charged battery in there, point it anywhere you want. You're not going to get dazzled off it, and it will stay on pretty much all day. Yeah, this is not only my extreme backup, but this is like I said, I call it Old Faithful because I just know I can park it up somewhere, turn it on, and it'll kind of stay there all day. Great little torch. Again, 20 quid plus your battery, and everything's great. Unfortunately with this one, the top bulb isn't actually working to demonstrate for you, but you've seen enough torches today, haven't you? So there they all are, guys, on and working in various different modes and styles and colours and stuff. Let me know what you think. Let me know what torches, flashlights you use. What do you recommend? Do you like what you've seen? Just a bit of a note here. I'm not being sponsored or paid or anything by any of these companies to speak about their torches, as much as I'd like to be. And I've given a bit of a fair review on all of them. although not quite in depth. I just told you how I use them and what I use them for. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. A couple more to show you all before we wrap this up. So this since the lockdown, since well, like I said, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe even 5 weeks ago, since filming that previous video, I've acquired a couple more torches. Someone actually gave me this one. They actually just gave it me. They had some torches and they knew my interest in torches and flashlights and stuff. So this is just the, is it lead-ake? I'm saying it wrong horrendously, I know, I'm sure, but a lead-ake 1200 lumens XML2 LED torch with a little Cree LED bulb in there, you can see. It just magnifies as you pull that out, it just magnifies the beam to make it more central. It's this type of battery on this one. It's neither the AAA or AA or the USB. It's this this huge battery, this Lion battery, rechargeable one. I mean, yeah, you can get different types of these before. You've seen these, and it's already got Amazon wrote all over it, so it pretty much tells you where it's coming from and all the rest of it. At the moment, they are not available in Amazon. I'm sure a lot of other things are not available in Amazon for the moment, but certainly one of these things isn't as well. I'm not quite sure what owning one of these has got to do with the current pandemic. We'll switch. Well, I've pretty much showed you all it is. Zooms in and out. I'll leave that in my bag actually. Just sits down in my bag. It's really light, and that's one of the things I do like about it. Like I said, I didn't purchase it itself. It was given to me, so a nice gift, and yeah, quite bright at night time, I'm sure. I can't really give you a demonstration for it right now, but trust me. So last, and literally last but not least, with this one is the USB helmet headlight by Uni Light. So I got this literally just because of how light it is, the strap, the way it's configured and everything. Obviously the fact that it's USB. It's got various settings in it there, you can see, pretty much on, and it's got the usual long press that you get with Uni Light, which changes it over. You've got 2 red dots there, press that again back to white, and then you've got your settings of dimmer, and then off, and then I think there's also, if I flick it back to red again, I think there's even a dimmer mode of that, or maybe not. Yeah, flashing it is a bit of an SOS thing, bit of a rescue thing, but obviously for what I use it for, I just keep it on to the normal bright, as bright as you can get it, on and off, and that's it. And that'll just sit like pretty much every other head torch, certainly the one I just showed you in the video. It sits on the air like that, on your forehead, angle it down or up, wherever you need it. The strap's nice and flexible, and yeah, I mean, I seem to be giving it a good review here, but I'm trying to show you I've not been paid for any of this. This one now also comes, you can put that on the back, and that'll clip. I'll actually clip in the side there. You can undo the sticker there, remove the strap, or even leave the strap on, and that'll do you as a, you know, in that sense it'll go onto a helmet. I think I've got an actual helmet in here. I can actually show you. Hang on a sec. Here we are, guys. I'll show you my helmet. Pretty much you can see how it's going to go on there, and obviously this strap will turn around, and you've got some rubber kind of glue grip stuff going on there, and that'll grip to the helmet a bit more itself. And as well, we've got the little stick on there, which will stick straight on the front of the helmet. This is just a normal box standard. It's a JSP kind of sight helmet, whatever. Very rarely would I use one of these. I'd probably use one of these maybe once a year, if that, as required, walking over sight. But certainly you can use it. You can stick that to the front of it there, get your torch on there, get your headlight going on. And obviously one of the major benefits of one of these, not only is the fact that it's USB chargeable, so you don't have to worry about batteries, but also it's absolutely hands-free, and that for me is why I went for it, and I keep it in my my new tech pack. So there's the torch and flashlight review over and done with. Yeah, this one gifted to me. I keep this in the tech pack along with the head torch from Uni Light as well. Because of the current lockdown, obviously it's going to cause a bit of a problem filming things. Certainly the things that you're used to seeing on this channel anyway. And I'm not going to go and break rules, and there's certainly a lot of crows around now. I'm not sure if that's got anything to do with the current situation with coronavirus or anything like that. But like I was saying, I'm not going to break the law or risk upsetting anyone or spreading anything or anything like that, just to provide you know, some kind of content or whatever for YouTube. Certainly not going to do it for working reasons as well. It's stay at home. It's stay home for a reason, so they mean it, and we have to kind of abide by it no matter what. As you can see, the supply's running a bit low here now. There's no toilet roll and almost no alcohol whatsoever, so we'll have to improvise in some way, shape or another. The pot noodles are down to about 50, so the thought of blue roll and pot noodles for the next few days and few weeks doesn't really fill me with joy. It's getting a bit windy and rainy in this war room stroke shed here at the back of the shed, although I am doing my kind of getting outside exercise stroke thing. Technically I am outside here, aren't I? I'm outside in a shed outside of my house, so I'm getting some exercise. I'm certainly getting some fresh air. And anyway, speaking to you like for 10-15 minutes. It's beginning to rain now. It's sunny, rainy and windy all in one here. Well, that's just what you get when you're coming outside and stuff. What I'll do, we'll wrap this up right now. Like I said about content, however tricky it's going to be, I'm not going to break the law and just do illegal stuff and go and work just to film, or even work just for working's sake. But what I'll say is thank you so much for watching as usual. If you can, go and subscribe to the channel, like it if you want to, don't like it if you don't want to like it, leave a comment, let me know about your torches and flashlights. I will see you next time. Stay safe, stay home, look after each other. See you guys.